Good. Right. お願いします。
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 Alright, cool. Let's just loosen. Good. And a swimming. Right. And left and right. Good. And it's way through this place. And then sticking a bit to a spiral down the legs. And just do breath out through the heart. This one just kind of zipping, releasing through the spine. Let the body hang a little bit down. Release out the body. Take a couple of deep breaths. You do it. Just release out. Arms, neck, shoulder. And nice and slow, coming all the way up. Now it's long extension out. Extension to go out as you let it down. Yeah, all the way through the sunline. Come up. And one more time. Right. 10 minutes. Neutral. I'm sticking that into the head, left and right, from the shoulders. And down. Here to the shoulder. Put out left and right side. And the chin forward and backwards. And circling up. Just playing it, really working. But wait. Yeah. Good. That's the shoulders. Making fist resonate the shoulder. And you got spreading hands out, widen the shoulders. Here and hands towards the ground. Lighting up. Bringing it down. Spreading. Okay. And top of the front. And reach it up and over. This side. And make it back. And hands out. A little bit time at the back. And release. Take it to the side. Oh, taking it around. And middle. And then spring more like a raise of the hip, rolling it forwards. and then roll it back. And so need spring in their legs together. Direction. Coming out, spreading these away. Pressing back gently around things to the back of the leg. Draw the toes up. And sticking like a little bit, step out, circles. Big person. And just lengthening back. And down. What the? Yeah. Sticking my leg back. Press the back heel down. Lengthen through the leg. And switching over. It's right, it's bringing the back heel up and down. A little bit lower. And coming out a little bit wider. Legs. And just going into a hinge, a little bit, hinge back. And drop it into the knees. Keep that through the spine. Place of the shift gently, side to side. And just bring to the feet. So just taking the toes up off the ground and then moving leg. Into the center. Bring the hands onto the knees. Looking over the shoulders. Let's get just a little bit ankles and hands. Extends together. Roll the ankle one way. In direction. Switching the leg, and just with the hands separated. And direction. And then going back with the feet, just picking up fingers and the toes to one foot. And checking the foot. Let's see the side, making fists, and just think about kind of curling the foot up. Like grip with the foot. You could also do that down as well. It feels more comfortable. Like you're kind of gripping the ground up. Just on the side, you can again do it off the ground. And changing the foot. And then one just working the side of the foot. So if you think about the hands, and just taking the kind of blade edge, foot and hand. And the other side. And then this one would be like pulling the foot up, and then think about the palm down, heel of the hand, and drawing the fingers up as well. Think about activating the tendon of the forearm, tendons of the shin. There's a bit of a pressure out the heel as well. You do it. And the side of the foot. Great. And then just release out the feet a little bit. The hands. Great. I just think it swings, releasing down. Okay. And just activate the hands and feet a little bit more. If you think about going onto the heel, making a kind of more of a claw shape with the hands, and then just going into the same swing. Think about being maybe a little bit more vertical with this one, the spine. Just play with, if you can, stay on the feet, staying on the toes. Definitely stay on the feet. Yeah. Just try and maintain that sense of active hand, active foot, feet. You're going to whoosh, whoosh. Great. And then just setting the feet a little bit wider, settle into the heel. Think up more like I would chopper's one now. And with this one, just though the hands are together, focus a little bit more on the connection from the elbow down, and then just dropping in. Go to the back, drop in until you're kind of dragging the hand over, up and down. You're focusing a lot more on the lat connection and trying to train to the hips, dropping. Yeah. And it's similar, but just think about the meeting of the hands now, and you can do this both ways, but just make a more this kind of position. And as you go up, just think about the drop in and then let the hands kind of separate with it. So you rise, meet them, drop in, and then go into it. Just below this, the first few allow yourself to really kind of set into this position and then release them. Once you get the feel for it of where the center drops in, just allow yourself to kind of draw through it this way. But try and avoid with this one, the hands kind of throwing the body forward. So first you go, so if you lose that, it goes to the kind of wood, more of a woodcutter's one, right? And then if you can, it's just about joining them together, dropping in, and then you go. And then if you can work towards one, which is just dropping in, dropping in. So again, the swing gets less now. So and there's a kind of progression, mainly in terms of, again, kind of knitting the hands into the body. You can also take this later, something like a kind of hammer fist blow or an elbow drop. That's and again, just see if you can work towards one which actually goes together, where the hands meet, drop in, and then release. And it's just trying to train also the shoulders to stay released all the time, even when you kind of have a very strong grip this way. Right. So, lovely. Good on. Great. You've got obviously the hands coming together and then separating, and then just feel that passing through the center line at that point, and then drop into it. Good. Yeah, good. Great. And then just want to really show you a little bit. Think about this one. We're going to a little bit more Joe what we did yesterday. Think about this line through and also releasing it out. So allow that line or past the shoulder until we go. Keep the shoulder down. Also, one to play with would also be like just taking the hand either at the top of the shoulder and just feel that it's basically just opening and closing. Try and look out for something where the shoulder basically rises up and curls around. So feel that you're dropping back into the shoulder and then let it go. And it shouldn't feel that it kind of, hopefully shouldn't feel that it kind of pops out. Structure, and particularly good for Joe work in the sense of this line of the shoulder, not allowing the shoulder to pop up and out. So the other place you could also take would be obviously at the lat kind of area, and feel that as you go into it that it's active. You go in, and there's a kind of draw down. So and the feedback on that's whether the hand can just kind of release through that and pattern. Feel heavy. So just play a little bit one side against the other. The other place you could go to is also like the pec, also here, also the top of the neck here. So just explore a little bit, and again, it's just where I feel tension in this exercise. This whole area can just be soft, really. And if I feel that it's tensing up, it's probably trying to just pull the shoulder up. So and find one that's quite soft. Release up. So nice. Great. And again, one that's useful for Joe is just think about both arms going with it now. And what I'd start to do is just start to bring the hands into focus. You could do two things with this. You could have a kind of focus hand at the back. You think about this hand being the Joe ski, and you could just let the arm kind of go together. But a nice one is also in terms of kind of percussion work would be like to come out and solidify the body. Just feel the body kind of switch on. You don't need to do very lightly. So again, the main thing would be to avoid the body getting pulled forward with the out of the ground. Just so the body's just low demand on the body, so I can just basically sit the weight down. It's just again working that shoulder direction at the shoulder. And then just allows you to switch the side each time. You could obviously just set the feet in more of like a Sikamai pattern, just to make the direction a bit clearer. Just releasing the shoulders. And also timing to release the shoulders together. The body settling down with it as well. Just check one thing, because again, the demand on the body is not so much. It shouldn't be so much that the body's being kind of pulled pulled out, something like this. So feel the body set down. And the more you do this, it's like same as the first swing. The body's going to kind of settle down a little bit more. But if I'm actively working against the body, something like the throwing the balance out, then the more I do it, the more I get out. So if I do something like this, the more I do it, the body's just getting pulled and pushed away. So try and feel that the body's basically able to sink to the ground. And there is obviously a bit of sideways motion, but try and make it again so that you're just spreading the body all the time. The demand from the arms is very little. So more and more the body kind of sinking down. If you feel that a lot, all I do is just go a little bit lower into the posture. Drop in and just allow it's going to do two things. It's going to settle you down wider base, and it's going to also give you a little bit more range in this area. One thing to look for would be like whether the weight's going like in and out of the feet, something like that. Nothing wrong with that. What we do, like if you're going to put the body into motion. But if you just think about grounding the weight evenly, and then just play a little bit with the arms, so just take them into a little bit of circle work. And this would be like, if you think about like this Subaru, any kind of time where I'm kind of raising the arms up, and just check in with that pattern again. So, and I shouldn't feel that the movement of the arm is pulling the body in and out of the ground. So, again, just work in a circle that every so often, and working in a little bit again with the hands. So, just play with looking the hands, and you could also start to, if you want to, start to bring in the swing through again. So again, just look for the body to sit into the ground. Even like arc into circle, and then maybe every so often just go into more of a kind of cutting down pattern again. And then last one, because sometimes the tendency is for the arms to start to split. And again, nothing wrong with that. They're kind of useful patterns to go to. But just play with you could do a light palms together. I would prefer to just go like to a soft grip together like this. And then just play with, again, the ability, the arms linked, just to swing through. And you could switch the grip every so often. And then again, just play with a little bit of a bigger swing. And then this one also play with the elbow. So this pattern, and then swinging the arms up. Again, very easy to like pull the arms up and away, but try and feel that the hands are held lightly, just trying to connect them together so that they're going both in the same way. And again, feel free to play a little bit with the legs, working more in doing more do any Joe posture or skikomite. Yes, chain hands together a little bit. Lovely. Great. Great. And then last one, just to go into kind of the separate kind of motion, think about front and back with this one. So you can do a few things, but think about the hands either crossing or splitting away. And then start to with this one, just go into the hip with it. And you could think about like a kind of underball movement or a kind of an elbow movement. This way, and then just play with both hands and finding the pattern. Yeah, just the key thing would be that again the kind of release through the structure all the time. It's going a little bit out and away, down and out, or it's going up and away. And then just see if you can get the pattern in both sides of the body. And again, feel free to really play with the leg. And in this case, the feet would be like playing with the body. Just playing with a little bit of spiral torsion through the hip. Again, trying to get the hands to the knee. Together as they go in their own separate ways there. Basically take it into sort of the pathways. And just also to check in shoulder mobility as well, just notice Again, parts of the pattern where the shoulder might feel stiff. And you could do two things with that. If you feel it in one side, you just play with one arm and just notice. And it would be patterns like raising, lifting shoulder, pulling out, stretcher, and just see if you can set the shoulder down a little bit more, which might just mean making it a bit shallower. Yeah. And then lastly, just before we move, think about just working with a grip as well. So there's lots of things you could do with this. You could I think about like kind of drawing motions or things like this. Or think again, if you think about kind of having a ball and releasing it, and then opening the hand with it. So play with a few kind of patterns with it. Again, if you want to make it very simple and just go back to this one, you can play with kind of opening, closing the hand. That would be a kind of nice one to go to as well. Or the other one we did this way, I would just play with there and releasing, or the opposite, or play with and working more circularly. And you're just playing with opening, releasing. You could also, obviously, if you're doing the last one, you've got the hands working separately. You could also do two different things with the hands. Obviously, the pattern which is clearer would be both hands doing it together, both hands doing the same thing. And again, if you think about something like archery is a good one, because you're not very gripping like this, you'll be like pulling this way and then the release through. So there's lots of functional patterns you could think about. And I would go to like very basic ones like throwing balls, throwing a strike. That's that comes up. Follow it a little bit.